In this module, I'd like to just talk to you about barter. Imagine a world where no one's taking money, credit cards just don't work anywhere, but you need to trade, react with other humans. So it comes down to barter, it comes down to what have you got that they may want. And so the question is to have as much portable wealth that is not anything with coinage, with notes, with money, or credit cards, portable things that you can trade. So let's go through some practical things that you could stuff in a bag, don't take too much space up, but would be highly desirable to some people at a given point in time. Let's see what could work as barter, shall we? A range of batteries, all different sizes, very, very useful for a whole host of things, whether it's torches, or anything else you can think of, whether it's watches, clocks, whatever, radios perhaps as well. Some 9-volt ones here, and then lesser ones here, AA's, AAA's. So a whole range of batteries, really useful. The means to start fires, very important, especially in winter. Then you can start to cook food and light some candles. So candles also. These are electronic cigarette type lighters, and a zip. You can get a box of zip lighters that will start a fire very simply, and you could probably cook food on 2 or 3 of these as well. I've not tried it yet, but I'm sure it could be a success to heat some soup up or something. So there's a really good subject, the means to start fires. First aid and medication is very important. It's amazing how valuable an aspirin is, or a paracetamol, to someone who's got chronic toothache or a dreadful headache. Imodium is also very useful for diarrhea relief. And then some simple first aid like a bandage and long lengths of plaster, very, very useful, and then small cut plasters, individual ones, all very useful. And again, this can be embellished massively. Use your own ideas on that one. Well, personal hygiene is a really good start, especially if some people are on the move and displaced from their properties for any reason. So personal hygiene is a really good starting point. Some of these need no introduction from me. I mean, toothpaste, shaving equipment, the means to clean your teeth, shower gel, soaps, and the list goes on. Deodorant, of course, you could add to this and embellish it as much as you wish, but the basic hygiene needs are a really good starting point. Right, I want to tell you about these. These are what I would call personal comforts. Always got a value. I mean, cigars, vapes, cigarettes, and the means to light them, of course. So always got a value, always will have. We can't talk barter without talking alcohol, because when people just need to escape mentally from something, there's nothing much better than alcohol. So well tradable. And we've got whiskey, single malt whiskey here. This is also very useful for medical reasons as well. Pour it on a wound or something, so it has a double use, which is even more exciting. Bacardi here, we have Lef, any beers, Prosecco, we have sparkling wine, Gordon's gin, and any form of bottled beer. The higher the alcohol content, the better. And we've got Bud, so alcohol is always well tradable. So water treatment is incredibly important. I can't emphasise this enough. The means to carry water, a convenient bottle there. This is a fold-up water butt, as you might call it, or container. But the means to treat water, and these are invaluable because in fact they're just coffee filters. But you could put some pond water or something like that in there and it will filter it out. Itself, it won't be good enough to drink from doing that. You will have to add something further, but that's easy. That's easy done. Some chlorine tablets are really useful and light to carry. Iodine is another way of treating water. Household bleach in a very small quantity is suitable for treating water to get rid of all the bacteria. Chlorine people do use for swimming pools and hot tubs and things like that. That's all usable for treating water. And also an innovation which has come about just over the last few years is the life straw, where these are personal water items. They're a straw that you can drink from a pond or the river, whatever, with this straw, and because of ultraviolet light and some very careful filtration, it makes it safe to drink. These are really good for carrying on journeys as well. Ideally have one per person, but they do make some as well that are a communal type size, and they'll give enough water for 3 or 4 people. So they're really, really useful. So water treatment is really, really important and well tradable. Jewellery and high value items, always very portable, usually quite valuable as well. Everyone loves a bit of gold, so we've got a couple of gold watches here, and this is a vintage Rolex, very nice indeed. Lesser quality watches are also tradable. They always will be, but obviously to a lesser degree. This is a gold coin. This is a sovereign from the 1800s, so always very high, valuable and incredibly portable. And other rings, this is not gold particularly, but always desirable. Other items of gold, you know, brooches or rings, bracelets, always necklaces, always high value. Now watch out if you collect silver, because in the UK, pre-1920, all the silver coins were 92.5% silver. And then it dropped away gradually, so between 1920 and 1946, they were 50% silver and worth just half the value. So then you're literally carrying quite a weight about to get your value. Now in the USA, just to give an idea, up to 1964, the silver coins were all 90% silver, then it dropped away to nothing. So there's no silver in them now, it's nickel and copper. So as a metal, they're worthless. So you've got to get pre-1964 if you're collecting silver coins. That's brilliant. Well, thanks for that, and let's move on. So here we have a collection of air guns, vintage air guns, and militaria. Always well collectible, always very high in desirability, and you can get a fair amount of money for them as well. Here's a compass, still working from the First World War. Very useful. Here's a selection of vintage air guns, always very desirable. You can do a bit of plinking and hit cans with them, or you may, I don't know, but you may be able to terminate a captured squirrel that you've caught in a trap or something with one, but that's not something I've tried really. This is a Colt from the 1800s USA, another USA Bisley gun there, from the Wild West in fact, and a couple of daggers from the war and the Second World War. Here's a German dagger, always very, very tradable. And this was a Victorian policeman's truncheon. A lot of weight to that. Very, very useful. You could knock your tent pegs in with that, for example. Okay, and of course the means to load up these air guns. These air guns, these vintage air guns, are all self-loading. So you would literally load like that. A lot of pressure there, and that's your air gun. And one here as well. So there we are. So there's an idea for collecting, and now we'll move on. And a very recent innovation, and these things are absolutely amazing. These are like wind-up torches. They can be charged by solar, you can see here, or by USB from the, from whatever you got, a battery pack or whatever you got, the computer. But they also wind up. They wind up, so they never really go flat. And this one here is more of a camping light, but again, very efficient. Lots of ways of charging it, including solar. And of course, you can wind this one up as well. So really worth investing in these things. No need for batteries. Turns off when you fold it up like that. And this is a wind-up radio. There we are. So you wind up like so. It's got an aerial here. Got an aerial there. It's solar, so you can charge it in the sun, and it's also got a torch, so there's a light there. Very, very useful. Yeah, there we are. There's your torch there. We'll say goodbye and thank you very much for watching. And please remember, we've got over 1.7 million hits now on our YouTube, and it's because of you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and keep watching.